Hi, Busybugs. I'm so happy to see you again. And today, I have something special to share with you. So, you know who lives in this red bag? She got to come home with me so that she could continue to tell you guys stories. So, what is her name? Right. So on the count of 3, let's say her name and see if she wants to come out and say hi to you guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dorothy. Oh, hello, Busybugs. How are you doing? How are you, Dorothy? I'm great. It's so fun to go on a trip and stay at your house. Well, it's fun having you around, Dorothy. But you know who misses you a lot? Is the Busybugs. Hi, Busybugs! I miss you! So, did you tell me that you brought something special to share with our Busybugs? Well, go ahead and get it. Okay. Ta-da! What is it, Dorothy? I am wearing a space helmet. Dorothy, is that what we're learning about this week? And you wore this special helmet to share with our Busybugs? So are you ready to go into space? Yep, I'm ready. What about your spacesuit? Oh, you need a spacesuit. Oh no, I don't have a spacesuit. That's okay, Dorothy. How about instead you take your helmet off and we share a special story about space. Oh, I have a story about space. Okay, can you get it for us? Yep. Here it is. Dorothy, that looks like such a fun book. Is this about, what is this guy's name right there? Is it Fly Guy? That's right. Dorothy, that sounds like a super fun book. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy learning about space. I'm going to sit on Miss Vivian's lap. Well, thanks, Dorothy. So here is our book for the day, and it is called Fly Guy Presents, what do you think this might say right here? Space. Very good. So one more time. Fly Guy Presents Space. That sounds like fun. It looks like Fly Guy is in a spaceship, right? Or a rocket ship. And our author and illustrator is Ted Arnold. So let's see what the story is all about. Fly Guy Presents Space. Look at Fly Guy. What is he wearing? It does look like his astronaut suit. A boy had a pet fly named Fly Guy. Fly Guy could say the boy's name. Buzz. Look at Buzz. He's reading a special book about space. One day, Buzz and Fly Guy were at the Space Museum. Can you say that? Can you say museum? Museum. I want to fly into space when I grow up, said Buzz. He even says space. Yeah, said Buzz. We can learn all about space right here. So this is a space museum. I wonder if you guys have ever been to a space museum. There's one in Houston you can visit. Space means everything in the universe. The universe is made up of planets, stars, suns, moons, and much, much more. And Buzz says, The universe is so big that scientists do not know its exact size. Space is huge. There are 8 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Look at all the planets. They all orbit around this giant ball of gas. What do we call that? What makes it really bright on Earth? The sun, right? And right here, this is a little spaceship that went all the way around, all the way past Neptune. So this little spaceship flew all the way past there. That's really, really, really far. Moons orbit or travel around planets. Earth has a moon. Have you ever seen the moon? Have you ever looked outside at night when it's dark and you can see the moon? Sometimes it looks like a full circle, and sometimes it looks like a crescent. This is what the moon looks like when it's a full moon. And this is what the moon looks like if you were to walk on it. It looks like this. Jupiter has moons also, but it has 50 or more moons that are circling around it. Here are some of the moons that surround Jupiter. There are at least 146 moons in our solar system. The sun is the biggest object in our solar system. It is 110 times bigger than Earth. The sun is the center of our solar system. All objects orbit around the sun because it has gravity. Gravity attracts objects to one another. Can you say the word gravity? Gravity. That's a big word. And the best way I can explain it is gravity is what helps you stand on Earth. That's why we're not floating. That's why we're able to stand on Earth. And a magnet, like Buzz is holding right here, a magnet kind of shows you what gravity is like. So a magnet, when it pulls the metal close to him, is kind of like how gravity works. It says the sun's gravity pulls the planets like a giant magnet. The sun is a star. Stars are huge balls of burning gas. Stars only look small because they are so far away. The sun is the closest star to Earth. It is 93 million miles away. Wow. So big. Now, when we draw stars, we draw them a different way, right? But stars are actually not star-shaped. They are really gigantic balls. But the reason why we draw them like stars is because when we see them shining at night, they kind of look like a star shape. There are many other objects in our solar system. Meteoroids are small rocks. Another big word. Can you say meteoroids? Good job. When they fall towards Earth, they're called meteors. Can you say meteors? A shooting star is really a meteor. Have you ever seen a shooting star? They're really cool to see. They look like this. Comets are large pieces of rock, dust, and ice that orbit around the sun. Comets are called dirty snowballs. Here's a picture of a comet. asteroids, another big word. Can you say asteroids? Asteroids are made up of rock and metal. An asteroid belt is made up of lots of asteroids. And here, the arrow is pointing to it. You see a lot of little dots. Those are all asteroids that are circling around here. And that's called an asteroid belt. Who are these guys? You're right. They're astronauts. Astronauts are people who travel into space to find out more about it. There's no gravity or oxygen in space. Astronauts go on zero-gravity flights to learn how it feels to move without gravity. These rides are very fast, feel like very fast roller coasters. So look at Buzz. He doesn't feel so good because since we live on Earth and we're used to gravity, when you float in space like that, it might make your tummy feel kind of icky. And Buzz says, astronauts call zero-gravity flights vomit comets. Oh no. Astronauts wear special clothes to keep them safe. Spacesuits keep astronauts warm or cool and let them breathe. Look at this really cool astronaut suit. You have lights right here that can light up so they can see. This is the big helmet. We have gloves. They have a temperature control valve, so if they feel hot, they can turn it one way. If they feel cold, they can turn it another way. They have a safety tether in case they need help. They can pull on that. And a protective layer all on their body. You need your helmet, Fly Guy. Look at Fly Guy here. He's flying inside Buzz's special suit. And this is an astronaut on the moon. A spacecraft is a vehicle that travels in space. There are many different types of spacecraft. A space capsule is carried into space by a rocket. Do you know what a rocket ship is? Some return to Earth by splashing down on the water. Look at what's holding it. These look like parachutes, right? It's a capsule landing. A space shuttle also blasts off using rockets. When it returns to Earth, it lands on a runway like an airplane. So it's going to need some wheels under it, right? So it can pop out the wheels and it can land like an airplane. This is a picture of a space station. A space station can be as long and as wide as a football field. And the astronauts can actually go on there and go inside, and they can live there for a while. Astronauts have done some amazing things. Here it tells you what year these different people did different things. So we're in the year 2020, right? When you do your calendar, that's the year we're in. Well, here it tells us in 1961, Yuri Gagarin was the first person in space. How cool is that? And this guy, John Glenn, in 1962, he was the first American to orbit the Earth. That means he was the first to go around the Earth. This guy, Neil Armstrong, was the first astronaut to walk on the moon. Very cool. And Barbara Morgan and Krista Micallef in 1986, they were the first teachers to be a part of the Teacher in Space program. And this Eileen Collins in 1999 was the first woman to command a US space shuttle. So these are some very special people that went into space. But guess what? Animals were sent into space before humans were. Look at Fly Guy, he's so excited. He says, first in space. In 1947, the first creature in space was a fruit fly. In 1949, Albert II became the first monkey in space. And in 1957, a dog named Laika became the first animal to orbit the Earth, so to go around the Earth. How cool is that, that animals got to go into space first? Scientists can learn about space through telescopes. A telescope is a tool that uses lenses and mirrors to make faraway objects look near. Look, kids can use a telescope too. When you use your telescope at night, you can see the stars even closer than you can with your eyes. The Hubble Space Telescope is as big as a school bus. Is that big? You're right, that's really big. Aliens is what Fly Guy says. There is still a lot to be learned about space. Earth is the only planet scientists know of that has living things on it, but scientists think there could be other life in the universe. Mars rovers are robots that explore Mars. Scientists are studying if there was ever water on Mars, and if there was water there, then there might have been life. So here's a close picture of Mars and the special robot that's on it to study it. It's called a space rover. It's called a Mars rover. Can you say Mars rover? When Buzz got home, he made his very own asteroid belt. Look, Fly Guy, I made it out of rocks and metal. We learned a lot about space today. Buzz said, I can't wait for our next field trip. Well, Fly Guy was nice to share his adventure with us. And Dorothy, did you like the book? It was so fun. I learned so much about space. Do you think our busy bugs learned about space? Do you think they're ready to go in space? Maybe they could be astronauts one day. I would think that would be amazing. I hope that some of them do. Thank you for sharing our story time today. We'll talk to you soon, Busy Bugs. Bye, Busy Bugs.